Alabama at Ole Miss, number 1 versus number 19. Make no mistake, fans, no matter what the coaches and players say, this is more than just a Week 3 conference matchup. For the Rebels, a chance to notch their 3rd straight win over the Crimson Tide. For Alabama, it's all about revenge. Hello, everyone. I'm Chase Horn.
Don't feel too bad about being left. I'm freezing out here. It's really cold, but tomorrow it's going to heat up because we all know what's on the line here in Tuscaloosa and the 81st Iron Bowl. Alabama trying to keep that undefeated momentum going into next week's SEC championship game, while Auburn still has its eyes on a Sugar Bowl bid.
Your vote counts for president, but in the college football playoff, the vote from the 12 committee members, all that matters. The second playoff rankings just released with 0 change to the top 3 spots. Alabama at number 1, followed by Clemson and Michigan, but we have a new number 4. Texas A&M out, Washington of the Pac-12 in. The Huskies would play the Crimson Tide in the playoffs if they started today. Ohio State and Louisville, the first 2 out. Well, aside from champions of major sports making trips to the White House, it's easy to think sports has nothing to do with politics. But believe it or not, Alabama has been picking our president since the mid-'80s. It all has to do with the LSU game. Since 1984, if the Crimson Tide beats the Tigers, a Democrat wins the election. If the Tigers win, a Republican takes the White House. LSU won in 84, 88, 2000, and 04, the same years as Reagan, George H.W., and George W. Bush. Alabama won in 92, 96, 08, and 2012, giving us Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. So I'm not saying, I'm just presenting the facts. I'm not making any predictions on that. I'm sticking to the sports. With temperatures down as low as the 50s tonight, it's finally really starting to feel like fall and football season, Taylor. And that's a good thing because it's week 9 of the high school football season. We're in deep now. I'm Chase Horn. That's Taylor Tannenbaum. Thanks for joining us for another edition of the one and only Football Friday.
I'm not saying we're more dedicated, but we've been here for 3 days, and the football teams just now arriving here in Phoenix, Arizona, ahead of the College Football Playoff National Championship game. It's a long flight from Birmingham to Phoenix, and apparently an interesting flight. That's according to former Alabama quarterback Greg McElroy, where his thoughts on just what goes on during these kind of flights. But that's coming up a little bit later in the newscast. For now, from Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport, Chase Horn, WHNT News 19 Sports. 5 straight times the Crimson Tide has beat LSU, and that means the seniors on LSU have no idea what it's like to beat the Crimson Tide. They're kind of like every one of us. They've never beat Alabama. Overall, Alabama leads the series with LSU 50-25, 5 ties in that time period. The last time the Tigers beat the boys in Crimson, you got to go back to that 2011 Game of the Century, Part 1, the regular season 9-6 snoozer LSU win. Coach Orgeron hopes that streak ends today. The first Football Friday of 2016 is here. It's a wet one out at Lewis Crew Stadium, but that's okay because we have another first. May Jemison High School in just over 30 minutes will kick off the first football game in program history. The first night of college football in Alabama gave us a really interesting matchup. You said it. It was North Alabama, the number 8 Division II football team in the country, against Jacksonville State, the 3rd-ranked Division I FCS team. Now that result, you just saw the score, a little one-sided in favor of the Gamecocks, but coming in, the Lions knew they'd be outmatched in this one, and head coach Bobby Wallace is just proud of the way his guys didn't back down.
We knew we were going to find out a lot about ourselves tonight. We're not a very experienced offense, and it showed early. You know, that's the best Division I has to offer. I'm not going to say they're automatically going to win the national championship, but they're going to be in the hunt. And our kids fought them hard, and you know, that's I'm proud of what we did.
It's a Bobby Wallace coach football team. You expect nothing less. You know, I mean, he's won 3 national championships. He knows how to coach football. They're hard-nosed and tough. You knew they was going to be that. So we expected nothing less.
So this game, a really good measuring stick for UNA, but in no way affects the Lions' ultimate goal of competing for an unprecedented 4th straight Gulf South Conference title. From here, North Alabama has the week off before its home opener against Valdosta, while Jacksonville State goes on the road next Saturday to Baton Rouge to take on LSU. Live from Jacksonville, Chase Horn, WHNT News 19 Sports. I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
I wish I could go. Fortunately, I'm going to be busy on Saturdays coming up for college football, right? And you know, I know we've all been waiting for college football for so long. I promise I'm not kidding when I say we're 12 days from kickoff. Unfortunately for Auburn fans, I'm also not kidding when I say the Tigers still don't have a quarterback. Coaching staff Quick to point out they don't have a quarterback because the three guys competing are just too good. After this weekend scrimmage, Gus Malzahn said they haven't even been able to get the competition down to just two. So the QB battle continues, but the team right now focused on Clemson. Auburn knows just how hungry the ACC champs will be after losing in that title game.
Obviously, Clemson's a great team. They were touchdown from the national championship last year, so I remember that feeling in 2014 for us. So I know their mindset. They're going to come in, execute, and they want to win, extremely badly. So for us, it's going to come down to us executing, us playing as a team.
D2Football.com released its preseason top 25 poll today with North Alabama ranked number 8. So in 10 short days, we get the 8th ranked Lions against the number 3 FCS team in the country. Head coach Bobby Wallace will have a new starting quarterback for that game against Jacksonville State, Jacob Tucker. He's new to starting, but not new to playing. The senior signal caller has seen his fair share of time on the field, but during camp, he's finding out things are a little different as QB1.
If I screw up, if I make a bad throw or a bad read, the guys are looking more towards me. In the past, we had Wingo as well. So if one of us made a mistake, the other one was there to kind of pick it up. But Hawkins is doing great. He's having a good camp, but he's still young. So the biggest thing is just when I make mistakes, I got to realize that the eyes are on me, and they're going to look and see how I react.
Kickoff for UNA at Jacksonville State is Thursday, September 1st at 6 o'clock. A former JSU running back, Troymaine Pope, had himself a weekend against Minnesota. The Seattle Seahawks running back racked up 86 yards and a touchdown on 10 carries. Success, nothing new for the old Gamecock. Pope finished his senior season with almost 1,800 yards and 19 scores. But now as an undrafted rookie in the NFL, he's just trying to make a name for himself.
It's just progress, man. I just want to continue to show the coaches that I can play. My thing is just to show the vets, the team, that I'm good enough to play in this league, play for this team. I want to bring energy to the team. I just want to bring energy to the team. I want them players to know, I want to be a player that can help them.
It's still going to be an uphill battle for Pope to make that roster with Thomas Rawls and Christian Michael, the top 2 ball carriers on Seattle's depth chart. But even if he doesn't catch on with the Seahawks, preseason really showcasing your talents for all the other 31 teams in the league when they make cuts might get picked up, but looks like he's got a shot.